We have a ton of stuff to go through here for Cold War Zombies. In this video, we're going to go through some more information, the leaks on the next wonder weapon, the Mega Barrel, coming to the game. Some more gameplay is leaking out, the different features of it, so we'll go through that. Some stuff with Outbreak. Could we see a Tranzit Outbreak DLC map? How could they improve Outbreak to make it more enjoyable and playable for people who like to play zombies but don't really like Outbreak right now? And also we'll update you guys on some new Warzone Nuke event and other game modes being added to the mode very soon. I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel like crazy. We are now about 800 subs away from 72k, so if you're new, really would appreciate if you do subscribe to the channel and be sure to leave a like on the video as well. Let's start off here with a new game mode coming to Warzone, Rebirth Night. ZestyCa Leaks tweets this out. About a month ago, I leaked that Rebirth Night could be coming due to some hints in the files. In the latest update, its playlist and name were added into the files, so we could see Rebirth Resurgence Night coming soon. Now, we did see something like this similar in Black Ops 4's Blackout in the Alcatraz map. There was a night version of it, so it makes sense to see it here in Rebirth Island. And here's the other leak that he was referring to, possible Rebirth nighttime mode. In the newest update, 3 new information quotes were added to the game, all with the Rebirth PM tag. These appear in the bottom left when you load in. Sanctuary, Operation Rebirth, year 2021, T-5 until containment protocol. The thing is here, Rebirth right now takes place, I'm pretty sure, in 1968. Margwabot over on Twitter posted this. This is from one of the original Rebirth trailers that we got back in December. And here's something that they describe the storyline of Rebirth. This is from a recent Call of Duty blog post. An illicit Soviet base raided and shut down by the CIA in 1968, during which operator Russell Adler caught and forcefully interrogated the base commander, Stitch. The facility was rebuilt and recommissioned by Stitch in 1984 with one purpose: the creation and testing of the deadly Nova 6 gas. And it also doesn't matter if we're in the 60s, if we're in the 80s, this nighttime mode is apparently set in 2021 present day, so it's going to be cool to see how Rebirth Island has changed since then, now in present day 2021. So super cool there. And just a quick update on the new 1980s Cold War revamp of Verdansk. We don't have any more information really. People are just trying to process this. I do want to say, and I want to clarify again, I still am excited to see what we get here for the next Warzone map. I think regardless of what we get, it should be interesting, and it's definitely time for a change in Verdansk. Whatever we get, it's going to be a lot better than playing the same map. The thing is here, the Ural Mountains map sounded so cool, so I really hope they don't completely scrap it here, and hopefully we get more information as to what they're doing with that Ural Mountains map. Are they going to delay it for, the time being? We're going to see it during Call of Duty 2021, because there were other rumors that we may not see an actual Warzone map or World War II. So maybe instead of getting a World War II Warzone map like themed for that era in the 40s, we just get the Ural Mountains map and they continue the Warzone storyline through that map instead of integrating it with World War II, because Activision has said that there might be problems and there are leaks about them really struggling to bring the current storyline together and properly integrate it with the sequel to World War II. So what they could do is completely just ignore the game and have it so Ural Mountains is released during Call of Duty 2021, and if they really want to integrate World War II into Warzone in some type of way, Tom Henderson also recently said that they were planning on doing a side Warzone map, kind of like Rebirth Island, with a World War II theme. I could easily see that being the case. It wouldn't disrupt the main storyline too much, and it would be pretty cool to see the main Warzone map, whatever it is, 1980s Verdansk or Ural Mountains, and then a side mode. Instead of Rebirth Island this time around, we have a World War II themed map. So we'll just have to wait and see what we get there for Warzone. Definitely interested to see what we get though. It's going to be super cool to see how they actually bring all of this content to us, and hopefully in the end, the only thing that matters here is if it's fun to play and it's a good map regardless of what they bring us. Let's go through here some zombie stuff. More information, leaked gameplay coming out for the wonder weapon coming to the game, the Mega Barrel. A bunch of this is from Margwabot and Nanikos. Their links will be down below. Margwabot says this: so the Mega Barrel appears to be created by boss types. There's 4 gun variants, 5 effects. Each effect seemingly corresponds to a certain boss. Before Nanikos posts about it, here's some wacky information about it. So he goes in depth here, some stuff about this wonder weapon. The methods of firing are things such as a shotgun, pistol, and I'm assuming burst full auto assault rifle. This paves the way for 4 wonder weapon types, which is common for zombies wonder weapons. And what he's talking about here is that in the game, the leaked gameplay is coming from this wonder weapon, but it's only usable through certain weapons in the game. So if you look at the gameplay, you'll see the person using an XM4. Clearly, the wonder weapon is not going to be an XM4, but it's just the way it is in the code and how they're glitching it and using it in the actual game itself. But there's different variants of it here, which means when this wonder weapon actually releases, we will have 4 different types of it, just like the Die Shockwave and D Machina and other past, 4 variant wonder weapons. He goes on to say here some stuff with it. The effects are micro missile, potentially a Panzer, Giga Laser from the Mangler, Copycat, maybe something from the Mimic, obviously, Diffusion Beam from the Tempest, Laser Beam from a Megaton, and he says the ones with the question marks aren't for sure, but likely, and he goes in depth a bit more here. The micro missile likely launches the Panzer canister or something like that. The Giga Laser shoots the Mangler arm cannon blast. Copycat maybe makes it so if you kill a boss, you get their ability, which would be pretty cool. Diffusion Beam shoots Tempest balls of, electricity, whatever he's shooting at you. Blazer Beam might shoot the Megaton laser, so you get the idea of what we're getting here for this wonder weapon. Different types, all different abilities, all of the abilities and how the boss attacks us in the game and all of these different maps will be brought into this wonder weapon. So really cool concept here. Again, the real question now is, what is it really going to look like? What's the actual look of the wonder weapon? We don't really know yet for sure. And also the release. Where is this coming? Is it Berlin? Is it Outbreak? We don't have a concrete answer on that. It might actually make sense more for Outbreak, and we could easily see this alongside the Outbreak main Easter egg quest, considering this wonder weapon, encompasses all of the boss zombies in the game right now, and the only mode and area where you see all of these boss zombies in one area is Outbreak. Now, it might be good to see it as the main wonder weapon in DLC 2 Berlin, because with the other normal round-based zombie maps, those wonder weapons were all added to Outbreak. So if it's in Berlin, it would most likely also be added to Outbreak. But if the wonder weapon is only for Outbreak, it might not be usable in Berlin. So I guess if you want to use this wonder weapon in more areas, you would rather want it in Berlin, because it most likely would be brought over to Outbreak. But again, Berlin, maybe it's deserving of a better wonder weapon that fits that map and location better than just a wonder weapon with all of the different boss zombies. And chances are Berlin will not have every single boss zombie that we see in Outbreak. It will probably have a new boss zombie, a one returning from the past. Like, it's just going to be a different vibe. So maybe this wonder weapon doesn't make sense for Berlin, but it would still be cool to see it on the map. Let me know down below your opinions on that. Let's go through here some more stuff with Outbreak, actually. And there's a Reddit post. I'll leave a link down below. What Outbreak needs. There's a bunch of really good stuff to go through here on what they could add as Outbreak DLC, improving the mode, and also a Transit DLC Outbreak map. But this is what he says. Outbreak needs something more in order for the game to feel more alive. One of the beautiful things of Transit was the buildable bus parts, which act as an upgrade system for the bus within each match. The ladder, the pilot, the roof hatch altered the way players interacted with the bus, made our matches a lot easier, and in my opinion, a lot of fun. Outbreak right now, 4 different vehicles. You have the dirt bike, Jeep, sedan, and snowmobile. Adding in-game dependent upgrades to the vehicles would be a great way to make Outbreak more enjoyable. You can't have them too overpowered, obviously, but it would be pretty cool to get these upgrades, and on a game-by-game basis, allow your vehicles to be more powerful as you continue through the waves. One of the main problems we continue to see in this mode is the Tempest EMP shocks to the vehicles, so it'd be kind of cool to actually build reinforcements and add to your vehicles whatever vehicle type you want and make it so maybe you're immune to that, or just add different stuff, an EMP resistance device for vehicles, and as you slowly go through the rounds, you could slowly add more stuff to the actual vehicles. And he just goes through here different stuff, other things you could add to the Jeep. Maybe you could have a manable turret in the back seat that you could eventually build later on in the mode. And this guy has a lot of really cool ideas here. Definitely check the link down below. But the point is here, that adds a whole new element to the mode where you're not just grinding to go through the waves. At some point you get all of the perks, you get all your weapons, and you're just chilling. You're just going through objectives on the maps over and over and over again. It would add a different element to grind to get your vehicle to the max level add all of these different parts to your vehicle, it would make it so maybe you actually have to go around the map to experience different areas and look for different parts in the buildings. Right now, most of Outbreak, you don't need to be in the map. All of the buildings are pretty much empty, and you're not going to go across the map for a loot box. But if you had something to do, if you had something to upgrade, you would go around the map, search buildings to find different parts, complete different tasks to upgrade these vehicles more and more. So the vehicles is just one example, but they could really utilize Outbreak a lot more and utilize these maps a lot better than they currently are right now. A huge problem with Outbreak for a lot of people is that it just seems devoid of any like emotion. Like when you go on Outbreak, you just kind of run to the objective, and most of this map, most of any map you're on, it's kind of just useless. Like there's really no reason to be in the nooks and crannies of a building. There's no reason to be in little areas. You kind of just run past everything. You could go in some area, you could get a loot box, but really after that, you know, you're not really going to be in any of these buildings. So that is one thing that I do agree with him here, and I do hope they continue to update Outbreak and just make it a bit more interesting when you're playing. I like Outbreak. I like the concept of doing objectives, but we could all agree they definitely can improve and add upon it, and hopefully they will continue to do that throughout the next couple of seasons for Black Ops Cold War. I don't want to act like Transit as an Outbreak DLC map would solve all of our problems, but they could really fill a lot of good stuff into a Transit Outbreak map, add all of these abilities that we've been talking about to the bus, being able to drive the bus around the map, upgrade it in different ways, upgrade different vehicles on the Transit Outbreak map, bring back the Black Ops 2 part system where a lot of these BO2 maps, especially in Buried, honestly, there are just so many different parts that you have to go around the map to find and build different contraptions that could help you out in the game. This would be honestly best suited for Outbreak, where maybe they're not necessary, they're not required to play the game. So if you don't want to go searching, if you don't want to go to these locations to build stuff and upgrade stuff, you don't have to, but it definitely will help you in your high round or Easter egg attempt, and it will incentivize you to explore more of the map. So Transit as an Outbreak map, adding all of these elements from BO2 would be really, really cool, and in my opinion, if they do it right, could be one of the best and most enjoyable Outbreak experiences right now. Now we have a very important question here. Who is winning in a fight? We have the Mangler or the Brutus, and a bunch of people are giving their opinions on this in the post below. Someone says, I feel like they were built pretty similar armor-wise. The Mangler might have a bit more. I'd say it'll come down to the weapon. Brutus has his club, while the Mangler has his sickle. I think the Mangler would win. Someone else says Brutus would just shake the Mangler to death, which is actually very true. Another one here for Brutus. Overall, he's more agile than the Mangler. He has the ability to teleport, considering he's the embodiment of the Warden's greed and hatred. He has some semblance of intelligence left. He would avoid the Mangler's ranged attack. So I don't know. I feel like in my case here, the Brutus would win. I just feel like the Brutus is just a bit more powerful, a bit more scary and aggressive. Like he runs at you more. The Mangler kind of just chills there, and I feel like he's just like the easier boss in zombies in Garad Krovi. In the game now in Cold War, it just seems kind of easier, and the Brutus was always this really scary boss back in Mob of the Dead. And maybe that's my bias here because I love Mob of the Dead, but I just feel like in this case the Brutus would win. But let me know down below your opinions on that. But that's pretty much here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a comment down below, zombies. If you watch the entire video, it is greatly appreciated. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.